The political atmosphere in Nigeria is getting more interesting and charged with political gladiators working hard to woo the electorate ahead of the general elections. Now, the All Progressives Congress APC is working hard to retain power, and Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu is its candidate. Now, the Think Tinubu movement has been working to ensure this ambition is realized. Hello and thanks for joining us on yet another episode of Issues from the Unity Station NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Ifoma Ojinta, and today it's all about politics, and we are looking at the Think Tinubu movement. Do stay with us, we shall be right back. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Now, when our guest joins us on the conversation, we'll be dwelling on the programs and campaign strategies of the Think Tinubu movement. Do stay. Welcome back, and with me now in the studio to talk more about the organization, the Think Tinubu Movement, TTM, and how they intend to garner support and votes for their principal, that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I have with me the organization's national youth leader, Think Tinubu Movement. He is Ayo Omotosho. It's good to have you on our program Issues today.
Thank you for having me, ma'am.
Now, the political atmosphere, we all know, is charged. So tell us, how has campaigns been?
Yes, the political campaign, the electionary campaign is ongoing, and it has been charged, as you said, because this is the election year in Nigeria, and we have a common goal at TTM. The common goal is to make sure that Bola Ahmed Tinubu wins the election.
All right. Now, TTM means Think Tinubu Movement. Tell us more about this organization.
Yes, Think Tinubu Movement, as otherwise known as TTM, has been in existence now for more than 2 years. And even long before our principal, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, decided to contest, we've always envisaged that one day Bola Ahmed Tinubu will contest for the presidency of this country. So that means that we are aligned, we are in the same vision with our principal. We envisaged more than 2 years ago that he's going to contest, and fortunately, he yielded to the cause of the generality of Nigerians to be the president of this country come next election. Okay, now the movement, TTM, has been in existence for about 3 years now, as you said. Tell us, why Tinubu as your preferred candidate for the presidential election? Yes, at TTM, we always know, just as the name centers around Tinubu, and we know what Tinubu stands for, what he represents, what he proclaims, what his Z's and Z's are. At TTM, we know that no other candidate in Nigeria can actually match his qualities when we talk about the vision, the roadmap for development for destination Nigeria, for Nigeria. Okay. So we discovered that we have to work assiduously for him, because he's a man who has the interest of the generality of Nigeria at heart, a unifier, someone who cut across from the west, north, east, and south. Okay. Just Google it. Just mention Tinubu anywhere. It's a name, a sellable name, a sellable brand, a name that where you see on the lips of many Nigerians today, including the youth, they are talking about Tinubu. The old, they are talking about Tinubu. The people that matter, they are talking about Tinubu. They must have seen something ahead of time. Okay. Now tell us about the spread and reach of the TTM. Tinubu, just like his principal, he cut across all the length and breadth of this country, where our presence are dominated across the 36 states and FCT Abuja. And it's a deliberate attempt to ensure that we are actually working for our principal right from the grassroots, you know, using our mobilization approach, you know, from house to house, family to family, youth mobilization, you know, and grassroots approach.
Okay. Now, it's just barely a month to the presidential election. Tell us more that you have done in terms of reaching out to prospective voters. How do you go about wooing the electorate for your principal?
Thank you. As I said earlier, you know, I told you we're going to have we have already gotten a mobilization approach.
Okay.
You know, election is starting from the unit level, the local government, wards. So we are physically there because we talk to people, family to family, youth, people in the same community. We've all been doing that. And it's a milestone for us at TTM because we take it seriously. So that from the unit point of level, from the unit point in your ward, oh, this is Tinubu, vote for our principal, vote for Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the one who can turn around the fortune, who can turn around this country, you know, and people has been, it will amaze you that people want Tinubu, you know, so it's everywhere, not only in the West, even in the East, as we speak, even in the North, all the northern states in Nigeria, they are all for Tinubu across the board.
Okay.
Even in South. You know, everybody is talking about Tinubu. So we are celebrating that already.
Okay. Now you've been going on door-to-door campaigns, grassroots
Yes.
mobilization,
Yes.
and all that. What has the reception been like from the people?
Awesome, because just as I said, Tinubu is a brand that people want to associate with. Tinubu is an erudite, you know, is an astute politician, someone who has the compassion for the people. He's a compassionate person, an icon. There are so many examples.
Okay.
If I begin to mention one, a good example is a carpenter, you know, he did a policy in Lagos, then when he was the governor of Lagos State. And one of the beneficiaries is an Igbo boy called Ebuka Anosobi. The boy grew up all the way from Okija in Anambra State. That was 2001. A man who conceived that kind of platform that, okay, I want people to excel in educational sector. And he put it up. And he stood up from the power just to celebrate one day governor. So it can't be such a man. So you can now imagine if he now becomes the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, what do you think he will do? He will do so many things for the youth to promote educational setting. So he did that. And thank God, the boy then is now a man, he's still alive. Just like the other people, go and verify. You are going to find out, and you see it.
Okay, now the TTM recently held a program called the Nigeria Youth Festival and Awards, you know, as Asiwaju edition.
Yes.
Tell us more about that award.
Yes, just on the 20th of January last week, we did what we call Nigerian Youth Festival and Awards, Asiwaju edition. Don't want to go by the will of other people doing the festival. We want to do a program, you know, that will promote the zeal and zeal of our principal by bringing all the youth together, by making sure that they talk to their conscience, to their souls, that this is our principal. This is a man who can turn around this nation, you know, and promote the development of youth generally across the board by putting more energy in the educational sector. Because when you touch education, you touch life. That is the truth. And, you know, he did that when he was there as a governor of Lagos. He did that massively, and it's still there. The record is still there to tomorrow. A lot of people, the younger ones, they want to say, who is Asiwaju? That is why we want to use the opportunity to talk to them. All the ideas, all the plans, what he has in mind. And you can see the result the event was well attended.
Okay, yeah, it was quite a successful event. But tell us, you know, what was the criteria for those whom you found worthy to be given these awards?
No, first of all, what we did is that we extracted the the visions of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is, what is it called, is plan for the nation. Okay, at the end of the day, we now look at it as social development goals. Those who are doing well in the area of education, those who are doing well in the are of agric, those who are also doing well in the area of SMEs, those young entrepreneurs. We pick them one after the other, and we're giving them award. They actually merit it, and so we honor them at TTM. So, and
now the youth festival was all about the youths, you know, who
Yes.
are very key in these forthcoming elections. How has your group, you know, keyed into the peace initiative before, during, and after the elections?
we recognize at TTM that the 60% Nigerian youth made up of almost 60% population. And before we embark on that exercise, all our members, those who are joining, those who joined TTM or those who are still joining, we ensure that we have what we call oath of office, ensuring that, okay, as a member of TTM, you must not promote what is not peaceful. You must not promote violence. You must not promote what is contrary to the ideas of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So we give them that mandate, and they sign an oath, and they sworn an oath, and everything was okay. So in ensuring that there should not be election violence in Nigeria. So we have been peaceful all along, and we are sure that 2023 general election is going to be peaceful when our principal, you know, finally emerges as winner.
Okay, now we all know that the collection of PVCs, you know, is all ongoing across all wards in the country. How has your group, you know, helped in sensitizing, particularly your supporters, to get their permanent voter cards?
Yes, it's just like we said the other time, TTM is a serious-minded organization to ensuring that Bola Ahmed Tinubu wins the forthcoming election. So it's not, we all know our own news. We know that it's not a walkover. We have to ensure that we walk and walk. So first thing for us to do is from the unit that is the grassroots. We ensure that house-to-house mobilization, go and get your PVC. You know, we talk about the grassroots mobilization, go and get your PVC, because with your PVC you have the power. And the power is for you to nominate someone, for you to vote for someone who can turn around this country, moving it forward. And from there we talk about youth mobilization, you know, and family mobilization as well. The father and the mother, that is a parent now, they can convince everyone within their community that, Tinubu, you have to vote for Tinubu. So the issue of PVC is not a problem at all. We have ensured that everything is working well for us to get PVC. Like I'm talking to you, I have my PVC.
Okay, and all members of your organization have their PVCs.
Everyone.
Okay. Now, for Tinubu as the president of Nigeria, with so many, you know, other candidates, you know, contesting for the same position, what gives you that confidence that your principal will clinch this ticket?
Well, there's, you know, in every area, in everything must be a class. You must have, just like when you are flying, you must have a first class. You have to distinguish themselves. There are many gladiators, of course. There are many of them. We have almost, I don't want to mention names, okay? But Tinubu stands them all. He's a man to beat because of his track record, because of his antecedents, track record. Everybody, the young, the old, and the women, you know, everybody is trying to ensure that it's for Tinubu. And there's no doubt that he will not going to win the election. There's no doubt. It's feasible. That is why on a daily basis, they try as much as possible to criticize him, to ensure that but God has ordained it, that Tinubu, Asiwaju, look at his name, Asiwaju is going to be ahead of them. It's going to be because the man has a large heart, a man that has a compassion for people. Yes, that. If a man has a compassion for his people, for people generally, there's no way God remembers such man. such a man. God, there's no way God will not remember such a man.
Let's take a break at this point. You're watching Issues on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, and of course, it's all about politics, and we have members of the TTM, that is the Think Tinubu movement, as our guests, telling us all they are doing to ensure that Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC wins the 2023 general elections. Do stay, we shall be right back. Thank you very much for staying tuned, and still with me in the studio is the National Youth Leader, Think Tinubu Movement, TTM, Ayo Omotosho. Now, let's talk about campaigns, you know.
Which is still ongoing.
Yes, issue-based campaign is part of what stakeholders have canvassed for.
Yes.
Is this incorporated, you know, in your movement? Yes.
Okay, tell us. Issue-based. That is why, if you notice from the beginning of this interview, I did not say anything derogatory to other candidates. Okay. Because of what? Because of our mission and our vision at TTM. We believe in corporate governance. We believe in things that is orderly, things that are orderly as regards to our forthcoming election. And we know that Bola Ahmed Tinubu represents excellence. So anything that has to do with excellence, we don't need to have anything that will ensure that we run people down. Okay. We believe if we are campaigning, during our campaign, from instance, from the family mobilization, we don't try to say, oh, this is, you don't castigate your other opponent, but try as much as possible to just sell the product.
Okay, what are these issues that you are using to woo the electorate?
What are the issues?
What are the things you are telling them? What are the things they should, you're telling them to ensure they vote your candidates?
Yes, we told them that, we've been telling them that, oh, Tinubu is someone who can transform this country. We have been telling them Tinubu is someone who can unify this nation. We don't want the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. Tinubu has a recipe for it. We are telling them, in terms of education, we are telling them that, oh, Tinubu will be able to take care of the educational, issues in Nigeria. So, from family door-to-door campaign, canvassing, telling them, particularly the youth, oh, vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, vote for Asiwaju, that's his name. For instance, myself, in my area, I've been campaigning for him. I will just call you. We don't need to generate each argument. Let's talk. Let's look at the track record. Let's have it all. So by the time you place it side by side, you realize that, oh, what this man is saying is true about Asiwaju. He's somebody that a lot of people, if go and check it out. Before I finally volunteered to join TTM, they told me, and I saw it. I said, wow, this is a visible product, a sellable one.
Now, the youths, as we've earlier mentioned, are very important in this election. How have you taken advantage of that to engage them in a movement that you lead?
One of the ways to engaging them is what we did just last week, Nigeria Youth Festival, Nigeria Youth Festival and Awards, Asiwaju edition. We, just to promote the man called Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. By the time they saw all the number of youths that were there. They were majority of them said, wow, we have not even seen this before. That's one of the things. It's not as if we are going to say, oh, in the name of, say we are going to give you vote buying as. No, it's a practical thing. When you have good product, when you are sellable, you cannot hide it. Can somebody hide under one finger? It's not possible.
Okay. Now, how is the TTM working with women, considering the strength of their number?
Thank you for that question. They said women is the soul of the family. They are the soul of the family, and we have programs. After this the Nigerian Youth Festival, what we did, we had women, active in participation of politics. We have so many of them. We're also planning to launch a book launch, all in the name of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So let's talk about the issue of the women that you had. Women, you cannot beat them. They are even more. They are willing. They have been sensitizing them through our national women's leader, So Ajia Fatima. So, and we are doing that, yes, and it's talking to people, and it's in Londoner, and who also cut across. We have our executives, national executives, cut across from the West. I'm the national youth leader, from the Southwest. Our women's leader is from the North, who talk to them in their local language. Oh, this is what you do, So, women inclusive, we are part of it. We have the youth wing, we have the women's wing, we are cut across everywhere.
I'm a woman. I just want to let you know that women are very important come 2023.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about the youth and the issue of vote buying. How do you use your movement, to discourage this problem?
At ETM, there's something like vote buying. We don't subscribe to that. Since we know that Ashwaju represents excellence, Ashwaju is sellable, so why should we use vote buying? And is vote buying to some extent, I don't think it's existing now in Nigeria in the next coming election. So with your PVC, once you have your PVC, you don't need anything that has to do with vote buying. Nobody wants to sell his destiny because of 5,000 or 10,000 that they want to give to you. But with your PVC, you have the power, you have the mandate to select. And out of all of them, you have a candidate that stands tall among others, which is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we have been trying to explain to them through our campaign operations that, this is the best candidate.
Okay, I just want to find out if you are using the movement, to sensitize people and dissuade the youth, from accepting.
Exactly. We are using it to sensitize the general public, particularly the youth, that they should dissuade from the issue of vote buying. We are doing that corporately. We are doing that individually. We are doing that, across the region, from left and breadth of the country, from all the 36 states, and even Abuja inclusive.
Okay. Now, in carrying out, your mandate as a movement, has it been a smooth sail? Do you have any challenges in carrying out your mandate?
Challenges? It's been hard because why Tinubu is a father of all. He's a father of all, and we don't have any challenges so far.
Okay. You're on national TV now. What assurances are you giving the electorate if they vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
What other
assurances?
It's just the assurance we are assuring them is for them. After voting for Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerges as a winner, we are going to see a new Nigeria.
Okay. All right. Now. Just talk to your supporters on the final note.
My name is Ayo Motosho, National Youth Leader, Think Tinubu Movement, and I bring hope of goodness. I bring hope for you to renew your hope through Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the next general election. Just ensure that you vote Bola Ahmed Tinubu of APC. Once you cast your vote for APC in 2023 general election, which is barely a month away now. So I want to appeal to all Nigerians, particularly the youth, vote Bola Ahmed Tinubu for your president. Vote Bola Ahmed Tinubu for a new hope of Nigeria, to renew your hope in education, in agriculture, in tourism, in every other sector of Nigeria. There won't be any insecurity challenge in Nigeria. I want to assure you, and I believe our principal is listening, is watching now, and he will never let us down. Just ensure you cast your vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima in 2023 general election.
Thank you very much indeed. National Youth Leader, Think Tinubu Movement, Ayo or Motosho. It's been a pleasure having you on the conversation. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Because when one head is better than two heads are better than one.
Okay,
so Bola Ahmed and Shetima.
All right, thank you very much. Well, that's it on Issues this week. We thank you for always being part of our production. Let's do this again same time next week. Till then, I remain Ifoma Ojinta. Bye for now.